Yeah. So I just filmed this video and didn't like it, so we're refilming the exact same thing. Let me quickly do some. So I found that someone actually asked a question about dance that can be turned into its own video. I'm not saying the name here for this is a private account and it is a family member, not me. Which is do dancers have a special diet? And this, I'm going to be talking. First up, let me take a sip of water. Okay, that's good. Now that's cold. Sorry. It's basic, it's literally just a bunch of crushed ice and bathroom sink water. Why? Because I like bathroom sink water for some reason. But at first, okay, let me explain. So at first, I just kind of ate whatever I wanted, drank whatever I wanted. No big deal, and I actually was massively stress eating at one point to a very unhealthy point.
Here, you want to go in there with Lolly?
Come here.
I ain't going in there.
Got him a haircut today. And now he's a pretty fresh, clean Sammy. Yeah. Show everyone your haircut. See, I'm a cute Sam. Sam, looky there. Sam, look at the screen. Oh, okay, he doesn't want to look. Sam. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, Sam. Clearly, you want to go out there? Okay. Sorry. He wanted to come out here. But yeah, I was eating everything inside. I was eating a bunch of like junk food chips, drinking sodas. Because at the time I was kind of under a lot. Like in the sense that we just moved, I found I wasn't going to see my crush again. Like that situation, so. Then later on I was like, okay, this isn't cool. And that's kind of what led to this. And here's my thing is that I look at people with this weight and I'm like, that's fabulous, gorgeous, and then I look at people that are like super skinny and I'm like, fabulous, gorgeous. Like whatever body you have is gorgeous on you unless you are not happy with it, in which case figure out how to make yourself happy, okay? Like that's my thing, because if you're not happy and like now if you're not happy because you're like, oh, I'm kind of chunky or it's not gorgeous, just know it is. You're gorgeous. But for me being a dancer, I don't have the dance body. That's something that I always worked on a little bit harder. And for a while, I was drinking drinking sodas, eating junk food. But I was always encouraging myself to drink like 2 sips of water before bed to kind of help with that. And it was definitely kind of doing a little bit, but not as much I wanted. So now, um, um, I went through a makeover phase like a while ago. I started vlogging soon to get back to the. It's hard because I don't have an interesting life. I feel like some people are like, oh, I don't have an interesting life, and then they like do a bunch of stuff and it's like really interesting. But for me, that's not the case. Like literally, my life consists of I wake up, I literally wake up, throw my hair in a ponytail real quick, and like I just quickly, I clip my bangs back with the bobby pins just so it's not in my face, so I can like actually like eat breakfast, So then I eat breakfast, take my medicine, which is in strawberry with kiwi juicy juice, make a prune smoothie, eat that while watching YouTube or TikTok, depending on the vibe. Sometimes I'll start on TikTok, then move to YouTube, or start on YouTube and then move to TikTok. It just depends on the day. Then, and I get done, take my plate and my cup into the kitchen. I play with my dog Sam for a little bit, and like that's kind of like my morning up until I start doing my chores, which is checking everyone's temperature. Now here's the thing, I only do 2 everyday chores, but then I do have some that are on cleaning days. So, which is checking everyone's temperature and emptying waste baskets. Now, my chores that are like on cleaning days is basically to like dust the entire living room and then clean the front bathroom. Like clean the front bathroom, and sometimes my mom will throw a little extra on if I clean the back bathroom, which doesn't happen that often. And and I'll also like do my normal everyday chores on that. And that doesn't sound like much, but our living room is big, so like just the dusting it can sometimes take me like a minute or two to fully get it done. And we don't even have that much like stuff that like you dust. Like most of it's like filled with furniture, but like we have like shelves that I have to dust, as the fireplace that I have to dust. Let's see, and the coffee table, the movie box thing. We have like a cabinet thing that all of our movies are in. The record player, and the TV stand, which our TV stand is pretty big with lots of like little shelves and cabinets. So yeah. And that's kind of my day. Also, I do school, but like part of like the more interesting, and that stuff I can't vlog because I did actually try to at one point and got in trouble for it. So yeah. Also, we like, but far than like anything interesting. Also, I do school unless it's weekends. Then I don't, or depending on what's going on that day. Like, so if on that day, like, we have like if my dad has to go grocery shopping or like pay bills or something, then we won't do school that day, but we'll like make it up, like another day. Like it's not like that's the thing that I love about home. You can adjust it to how you need it. So yeah. And other than that, I'm in dance class and that sort of thing. I kind like that's the thing that I feel like I don't want to film when I'm on Zoom in dance class with Abby because like like, personally, because then it's unfair for someone like me who actually had to pay to be in that class, and for you to just, like, watch a video and learn everything in it. Like, also, I don't feel like vlogging, like, a couple hours, so I do try to incorporate just a clip, like a quick little clip that my dad films here and there, just so I'm not interrupting the class just to film a clip, so my dad does it. But yeah, I don't do anything, but for a while, but lately, I actually developed a diet because I started thinking about it, and being an Abby favorite comes with a lot of work, and I just don't want to let her down, because she made the right choice, and for me, I'm mostly, I'm excited about it. There's never, at first it was, excitement and fully excited, then it went to, oh wait, I'm an Abby favorite. That comes with a lot of work for, 2 seconds, and then I just went, if she liked you before, and if she still likes you, she would have never said that if she didn't like you. So just keep doing what you're doing and focus on just doing the best that you can do. And then, and you're succeeding. And if that's not good enough, then that's on her. But personally, I looked at it on this, she would have never said that if I wasn't doing the stuff to make myself an Abby favorite, she would have never said that. So, yeah. But lately, actually today's when I really started which is so in the morning, my breakfast is still the same. Bacon and prune smoothie, which is baby food prunes with apple and white milk. I know that sounds disgusting that I eat baby food. It's not even that bad. And also, Bella has tried it and said that it's not that bad. I love it, but she said it's honestly pretty decent and compared to what she thought it would be. So yeah, so that is my breakfast, and I spoon my prune smoothie. I don't drink it. I actually sit there with a big spoon and eat it while watching YouTube routine. For 2 reasons. First up, it gives me, actually 4. First up, it gives me a little arm workout. That's always good. Second up, it fills me up more because then my brain thinks I'm eating more anymore. But it's also just the third reason is for me it's tough. Sorry, did not mean to hit myself. For me it's fun. I like doing it. It's fun. And the fourth reasoning might be an excuse to get farther into a YouTube video. That is kind of true. Is that because most YouTube videos are 10 minutes or something. The ones that I like are the notifications for YouTube videos that I get early in the morning are usually 10 minutes long. And if I just drank it, I wouldn't even be able to complete half of it. Half of the YouTube video, so I spoon it so I actually enjoy the whole YouTube video plus 2 TikToks, Then, as far as my 2 go-to drinks kind of are throughout the day / one of them is also kind of I usually am finishing it around lunchtime, so it's also my lunch drink is my 2 sodas, 12 ounce. I know it's not healthy, but I love my sodas, and that's something that I probably won't give up. because it's really good. And at this point, I can't take away everything that keeps me from like exploding from losing my crush. Even though I'm pretty sure I already exploded, and but like, and by the way, that's a joke. I'm not actually exploding. Like nothing. There's no bomb or anything in me. It's just like from completely breaking. And so it's also kind of my lunch drink because usually I am finishing my first soda around lunch or after lunch, depending on if it is a school day or not. And then I move to my second one just because it's good and it keeps me going throughout the day. As far as lunch goes, my lunch is honestly just whatever soda is left in my bottle from my first one of the day, and usually fast food, but usually it is Bojangles, which isn't that unhealthy, the spicy chicken tender. So usually I get 5-piece spicy chicken tenders and that and whatever is left of my soda is my lunch. And then and then that which usually if I don't get Bojangles, which first up, chicken and meat. Meat is healthy for you, so it's not that unhealthy. But like if I don't get Bojangles, it's usually like McDonald's or somewhere that has chicken of some sort. Unless it is Domino's, then it is ham, which is still meat. Ham, sauce, and cheese, because I don't eat the crust. And still meat and cheese. Meat is healthy for you, and dairy is cheese is dairy, and dairy is also for you. And sauce is tomato. It's literally basically tomato. It has tomato in it, so therefore tomato is. I'm pretty sure it's a vegetable. I'm not sure. Either fruit or a vegetable. Therefore, both of them are healthy. Which is pretty healthy. Yes, sauce does have other things in it, but one of the main ingredients is tomato. So therefore, my lunch isn't too unhealthy, and it's kind of healthy, but, Then I usually don't have snacks, but if I do, it is cheese puffs. I love a good cheese puff. And prunes. Baby food prunes with apple. I dip it in, and for some reason it sounds gross. It's actually not that bad. And it's really good because I love a nice cheese puff. But even to me, like sometimes they're a little bit more plain than some chips. So when I dip them, some chips, not sun chips. But like, so like when I dip it in the prunes, it gives it a little more flavor, and I personally do really love it. Or I will have sour cream and onion chips, which are like honestly my favorite chips pretty much since I was like 3. Yeah, my sister bought some when I was like 2 or 3, and I had some one night and fell in love with them, and they've been my favorite ever since then. And I don't think that will ever change. Then, dinner. Let's talk dinner. Dinner is usually honestly just bacon. It's either bacon or Texas toast, which is garlic bread basically, with the prune smoothie. That's dinner for me because I'm a picky eater, and bacon's probably like one of my favorite foods. So there's dinner. Nothing much, but it's pretty good. I like it. And usually I make my dad make the bacon because I can cook bacon. I'm actually pretty decent at it, but I honestly I'm pretty decent at it. But my dad, for some reason he just knows, like he cooks it and it's like amazing. It tastes really good and it tastes better than mine, but mine is pretty decent. And usually if I cook it in the air fryer. Which, okay, first off, I'm gonna explain something because this is something I'm gonna go on a rant about. Like usually when you get an air fryer on the box, it says that it is healthier for you. Everyone says no, it's not. What's healthier about it? It is. And here's why. Because with an air fryer, it has a rack thing in it. And the rack is what your food goes on. And then, therefore, the rack usually has like holes in it or something. And all of the grease goes down underneath the rack. Therefore, your food is less greasy. Grease is unhealthy for you. So there's my little rant, okay? And also now I try to drink 4 of these. That's cold, but good. I like a cold water. But yeah, I try to just throw them in whenever I'm done with like my sodas, because water is healthy for you, and that is something about my diet. I do have to incorporate that. Like, I'm an Abby favorite, that comes with a lot of work, a lot of pressure, but it's so fun and it's so amazing. And honestly, if you were to ask me, like, what is it really like? Like, what is it really like being an Abby favorite? Because every dancer dreams. I feel like every dancer, or at least almost every dancer, or every dancer that knows Abby, or know, like, if you say her name, like, they know who you're talking about, dreams of being an Abby favorite. I got that chance. I had that chance and that opportunity. What is it really like? The answer to that is it's exactly how you imagined. Incredible, the most fun, the most pressure, but the most exciting feeling of the pressure. Like, yes, it comes, like, yes, you're under a lot of pressure, because you're an Abby favorite. You gotta live up to that, But it's always been a really good, like, fun pressure. Like, yes, it's hard, but the hardness of it to, like, stay at the top is, like, what makes it fun. And, yeah, like, I'm repeating what Abby said, actually, in an episode of Dance Mom. It's hard to get to the top of the pyramid, but it's even harder to stay at the top. That's what being an Abby favorite is like. It's like a pyramid. Everyone else is kind of lower. They're, like, we'll say the people who get the most corrections and have the most mistakes are at the bottom. They're the bottom row. Then the people who get they get a fairly good amount of correction, but but they don't make as many mistakes as, like, some people do. They're, like, the second row of the pyramid. Wait, let me look up. Wait, I also have a DM that I'm gonna, with a question. Okay, that is gonna be in tomorrow's video. Because tomorrow I'm making a video answering dance questions, but this one in its because it has such a backstory. But I'm trying to remember what. Okay, we're gonna actually ask Google because I forget how many rows the pyramid is. Hey Google, show me pictures of the Abbey Lee Dance Company famous pyramid. Images, we want. Okay, this is giving me something. Okay. So it's, okay, I figured it out. So there are 2 rows and then the top. So the people who get like so many corrections and stuff, so many mistakes are at the bottom. They're the bottom row. The people that get a fairly good amount of corrections and stuff, but not as many, they're like the second row. Like there's things that they need to work on, things that they need to improve on, but they're not quite at the top because they do get some corrections and a little bit more than others. They're the second row. And then like that being an Abbey favorite is the top. You're at the top of the pyramid basically. And it's hard to get to that point, but it's even harder to stay at that point, and that's kind of where the pressure comes. So yeah. Sorry about that. That also I should probably exit out of Google. Okay, good. I did. But yeah, I tried to drink 4 things of water this side. The cup was actually for my mom, but I'm the one that uses it. I'll explain in a minute. So basically, 2 years ago, when we lived at my sister's house, it was around Mother's Day, and my dad gave my sister some money so we could go shopping for Mother's Day. And we picked out that cup for my mom because she wanted a cup with the lid because she was mainly in her room, and she didn't want to spill in her room. Well, we got it and it was used for a while, and then we moved, and so since we moved, my mom just uses a normal glass, and the cup just sits in our cabinet. So the other day I went ooh, I'll put water in it with some ice for a dance. That way, if we get a little break, I can hydrate. Which we ended up not getting a break. So, yeah. And so, it is what it is, and it's really cool. So yeah, I tried to drink 4 of them. Also, this is the far as my later snack is usually just a prune smoothie, and that's how I end my day. Now, we're talking workouts, that sort of stuff, because that is part of a diet. And the question was, do dancers have a special diet? And it all depends on the person, the dancer. For me, I try to, and yes, 100% I do, but at the same time, yeah, I feel one of the harder things for me is the water, because I'm the type that I don't mind water, I just prefer something different, So just the getting used to it. Now when it's warm, earlier, I was disgusted by the water, but that was because it didn't have time to fully get cold yet. But now it kind of sat and it got cold, and now it's good. Like now that it's nice and cold, it's good, you know. But far as workouts go, on days that I don't have dance, because starting April 1st, I have the Abby Lee Worldwide. I'm even taking a tumbling class, which is something that I'm very excited for because I know I'm going to be bad at. But, you know, it's worth the try. We'll see. Maybe I'm good at. Workouts, I try to do a workout every day. And I try to make sure that it is anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Very short, very quick. But it's good also because there is something else, which is that, and in that workout, I try to incorporate certain things, which is usually 10 push-ups and like 52 jumping jacks. I know. And also, I do try to incorporate a 1 minute plank. And I'm starting with like 10 seconds slowly working to 1 minute plank because my core needs to be strengthened, and that's a good way to strengthen the core because I can't do a back bend, and I asked Abby about that because she brought up like how my back flexibility is really good and really incredible. And I was like, how come I can't do a back bend? She's like, your core, you need to strengthen your core. So planks, even though I hate planks, they're in my workout. Then on top of like just the jumping jacks, the planks, the side planks, and switch on both sides, and the jumping jacks. I try to incorporate 2 other things, which is 25 push-ups. Abby loves throwing push-ups at you, and it's in her warm-up routine, but we don't do it on Zoom. But she did a warm-up routine video, and she's constantly just switching it up a little bit just to make it different. 25 of them. And you think dancing is fun and easy. Well, you get 25 push-ups thrown at you. And personally, that's not the worst thing for me, but also it's not the most fun thing. And then guess what? You thought the jumping jacks were done? No. We're throwing another 50, 52. We throw another 52 jumping jacks at you. That I personally did because it really gets me going, and I cannot do sit-ups. I physically can't do one. I have tried. I had Bella hold my feet at one point. We tried that. That's for me. So I do more jumping jacks to make up for that. 52 of them to be exact. Therefore, so by the end of my workout and the 2 bonus push-ups the bonus push-ups and the bonus jumping jacks, I have done 104 jumping jacks. Yeah. And when I'm doing the actual push-ups in the workout, I try to keep it at 12, usually because it's really good. Therefore, let me do math real quick. Okay, so 20 plus 10 is 30, then 30. Yeah, I try to basically, okay, I realized I said it wrong on push-ups because I do try to, it's actually 13 in the actual workout because I remember that in total, even with the extra push-ups, I do about 36 push-ups. and that's the workout. Now, also I do, in my workout, I try to do some bicycles, or sometimes I'll substitute that, because my mom does have it's like an exercise bike, but it's just the pedal part, so she can literally just sit in her chair and do it, and I use that sometimes, and I just do that until my legs start getting a little bit tired. Because before, or it like turned on and like did all this stuff, but then the battery like died in it or something, and we can't replace it. So I just do it until I get somewhat tired, then I'll move on. But I try to make sure that it's at least 1 minute of that, because that's a lot of effort. And it's a good leg workout. On top of that, I do try to incorporate knee elbow, which is literally just doing this. So you sit like this, and literally you take your right arm, bring your left. Okay, wait, let me do this way. How you're actually supposed to do it. 1. I often use my hands though. I call it hand to knee, because my elbows aren't my arms are kind of shorter. So just doing that takes so much effort for me. It takes so much effort, and by the time that I get it there, I'm starting to lose balance. So I try to just do hand to knee, and it kind of works. Then, and I also do twists. Twists are actually fun and easy, and because they're so easy and kind of fun, I try to incorporate 62. And let me show you. But I do each set different, so this is one set. And then this is 2 sets. And then this is 3 sets with my hands kind of touching each other like this, but it's turned like this. And then last but not least, I do this. And usually what I try to do in each set is usually about 10 per set. So then I switch my arms and it gets me going. And then the 2 extras, I try to just pick a random one and just do it. So yeah, that's honestly my favorite part of my work, because it's easy, simple, and what it does is it actually is really good, because it's one of the things that, like Abby said, you constantly, as a dancer, you constantly want to be working the body, you know, and that's working the body a little bit, and it's also really good because it's good for turns, because when you're turning, sometimes you need to do something like that for spotting, which if you don't use spotting for your turns, you'll fall out of your turn. So really good. I also try to incorporate about 6 I don't even know what to call them. I call them jump up at sighted, which is just this. So I try to incorporate 6, but usually I go for 10, depending on how tired I am, because usually that's kind of near the end of my workout, and so I try to if I'm too tired, then I'll just do 6, but if I'm I can go a little bit more, then I'll do 10. But I don't know what they're actually called. And basically you just it kind of just like jumping, but you're bringing your legs up, and your arms start like this, and then your arms go up as your knees come in, and then back down with straight knees. So your legs are doing the opposite of your arms. Your arms are going up perfectly straight, hands next to the ears, and your knee or your legs are bending. Like this. See how wait, let me redo that. I messed up. Straight legs, bend. There. But yeah, but if I mess up more than twice, then I'm like, we're just gonna continue. Cause sometimes my arms like straighten up, my legs are straight, and I'm like, nope, that's kind of messing up. You're supposed to be bent as they're straight. So yeah. Now, as far as, and that's kind of my workout. Well, actually not true. There is 2 more things to my workout, but one of them is a plank switch arm up. Which, let me actually get right here and show you. So you go plank, arm up, plank, arm up. And the reason that I do that, I try to do like anywhere between 16 to 20, because actually in Abby's warm up, every time we're on Zoom, she makes us do something kind of like that, but we're on like our arms, like this. But because I'm like past that and I'm like kind of somewhat advanced, I do it on plank instead of a plank elbow. Which when I do my plank earlier, I do this sometimes, or like this, because it's easier versus this. Because for a while, I literally like this with my plank for a while, and I could never figure out why I couldn't like hold it for very long. Versus now with this, I can hold it. Or I can do this and hold it. And then the final thing to my workout is honestly, this one's like not that bad. It's like not that bad, which is I take my dance blocks like this, and I literally just kind of like lean on them. But let me get low enough down, so it's like a pillow almost. And I literally just do this. With each leg, and then wait, let me pull my arm out, because that would be very but usually I actually don't use the dance block. Usually I use my JoJo throw pill just because it's easier, and that's good for flexibility improvement too, and good exercise. Now, as far as a warm-up routine goes, and also a stretch routine, we are about to get into that, which is stay tuned for tomorrow, by the way. I'm doing a dance Q&A with your guys' questions. So yeah. Because I got one today on top of this one, but this one was going to be its own video because it's cool. Which is, as far as a warm-up routine goes, I try to mainly do Abby's, which honestly switches up sometimes. So, yeah, but I try to just keep my warm-up. At first, or like that's kind of what I do. Also, I usually do try to like start stretching after I worked out, but with like a 2-minute break in between. The reasoning is because then I can skip a warm up, but that doesn't always happen. And when it doesn't, a warm up routine, which is usually just Abby's, which is actually very intense and takes like a pretty good amount of time to do, around 15 to 20. Well, no, that's actually not true. Usually I don't do her full warm up, okay? I only do some of it because her full warm up routine is an hour. I'm not joking. It's literally an hour. So I take some parts of it and only do that because of the fact that I usually by this point I already worked out. So I take some parts of it. Personally, one of my favorites is this part. Because it's actually really good, but she makes us like put our foot out and we go up like this. They let me bring my foot in. And it's really good. So yeah, I do some parts of a warm-up routine, but not a full one because I did work out usually by then. And as far as a stretch routine goes, I primarily don't do much, but I do try to incorporate some, which is working on my oversplits and then trying to actually sit there for like more than 10 seconds. So usually I try to sit there for about 30 seconds to 40 seconds depending on the time. So yeah, that. I also do try to work on my oversized splits, which I do love to use these. Wait, let me make sure that these are lined up. Because they weren't lined up. Wait, that needs to be farther. A little bit closer because I'm not quite. Yeah. Needs some work. But those are the two main things I do bio. So, try to just, put my leg up in the air, tilts. Oh wait, I actually do squats in my workout. I forgot to say that, but I don't do that many. I do like 12 because they're the easy thing. Like they're easy, and I try to primarily do them holding onto the ballet bar because that is how dancers you do them. Or I don't really do squats. What I do is it's not really squat, and it's not in my workout. It's more in like my stretch routine or warm up routine, which is actually just pliés. And it's basically pliés, which is kind of like squats, but slightly different. Like this is a squat. Pliés are when feet turned out, and then you go like this. And I try to do that a couple of times depending on the day. Like usually, sometimes I'll keep it around 12 to 14, but usually I go for something around 22 to 24. And I work on back bends when I'm stretching and leg kicks into the air because Abby made us do them, and that was and that almost made me cry with happiness. So we were doing leg kicks in the air, and which is literally this. Wait, arm down. Wait, no, point that up. That's what it is, basically. Kicking our leg into there, and all of a sudden she said my dad's name, and she was like, nice going. She said my dad's name because at first, he didn't realize he could put my name on the ticket and his name on the credit card name. And since he switched it to my name on the ticket, and now my name will be on the Zoom camera or screen, so she'll know that name. Because she didn't want, like, even though I told her my name, she would sometimes call me by my dad's name, in the sense that she doesn't have the best memory, after cancer and all of that, but she did admit that, and so she said, just don't get mad if I call you by your dad's name, and I'm like, I won't. In the sense that, that, and also, because my dad's name was the one on the screen, so, that makes sense. So yeah, that is kind of my, and also I do try to work on kicking up into a handstand. So yeah. Then, and just whatever I'm feeling that day, but usually I always try to incorporate those. Also, for a while I was actually doing, let me show you this, but I actually kind of quit working on that because of Abby. What happened when she gave us a little story time, which was that, when they were filming the show Dance Moms, I forget what it was called, but there was this one trick that Mackenzie would always do, because she was really good at it, and she was always doing it and working on it, and instead of working on the I'm pretty sure it was I forget what it was, but there was another trick that she wasn't as good at, and she never worked on it because it was a lot harder and she wasn't as good at, and so she would always do this one trick that she was really, really good at. And Abby said that that's not good, because what you should be doing is continue working on what you're good at every once in a while so you don't lose it, but work on what you're not good at. Work on what's hard for you. And if you're just starting to get a trick, then continue working until it comes easy to you. And that's true. Mackenzie was working on the trick that didn't need work on, instead the one that needed to be worked on. And that's the thing that Abby said would always get her really annoyed about Mackenzie. So yeah. So that is my routine. I know it is crazy that an almost 1 hour video, is literally all about one thing, and really sharing my routine with you. Also, at one point I stopped waking up at 8:30. I'm gonna get back into that just so I can usually work out or something around then.